Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'm Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and we want to be talking honestly and openly about education, so we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, so we don't lose our jobs, because you know how uppity people get. All those like KKK Karens that are trying to lock everyone down. We don't want them onto us, so we'll be using pseudonyms, hence my name, Elvis. It ain't really my name. I'd like to start by giving a big thank you to all of our patron subscribers to the podcast. And if you become a patron, well, number one, it's only like $5 a month. You get access to a special Facebook group. You get over like 100 different pieces of exclusive episodes and audio content on the Patreon to download. It's a good thing. So let me thank some of those people, because when you sign up, you get your name read. Big thank you to Inga, Kaylee, Terry J, Tracy B, Miss Wonderstats, Quentin P, Ekabex, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S, Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady, Helena C, Aaron B, Stephanie S, Texas Teacher Kristen, James Nally J, Samantha D, Lisa C, Rachel, Jen, Jeannie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly K, Jessica A, Swiffle F Owners, he's got an awesome tattoo, Amanda F, Ariana L, Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M, William P, Aldrich T, Les Carpianita, Britt M, Teresa H, Biker Teach, Marsha M, Christina B, Jason F, Abby B, as well as Sarah B, Regina N, Josie S, Sam B, Mary E, Kristen W, Vanessa J, Mary C, RJR, Kristen C, Johanna H, Irma A, Nimi, and Sarah N. Whew, that was a handful. I'd also like to thank our sponsor at Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, go to Lud Lamb Dramatics and stock up on some of the best resources for the educational theater classroom. Whew. All right, folks. Well, we had a great time recording this episode. It's one of my favorites that we've done in a long time. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go, live, sitting around a table, somewhat stoned and drunk. It's the Teacher Needs a Drink podcast crew. Yay! Enjoy.
I think so. Drink, and then I wake up the next day and I'm like, why do I feel like shit? Because I stayed out till 1, but
because you're dehydrated.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't even drink, and so.
I've learned that I like wine, but if I have more than 2 or 3 glasses, I feel like shit the next day.
Instant headache for me.
But I know people who have instant headaches. And the thing is, there is a sweet spot in a hangover I kind of like. I don't drink enough, but it's where you have a mild hangover where it just feels really good to lay down. And so when you have that just slight hangover and it's I'm just going to put something I don't even have to pay attention on TV. Mm-hmm. And that's where football or baseball,
fall asleep,
I could just put it on, I could just rest there. It's it just feels good to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel horrible. My head's not killing me, but it just feels really good to not do anything. Mm-hmm. So I'll just lay heavy into that. And welcome to Teacher. I am Elvis, your host. And today, to my right, I have Mr. Count Chocolate.
It's almost over. The chocolate one said so.
Sitting across from me, Ms. Zola Zanzibar.
Hello, y'all.
And next to her, we have Mr. Wayne Kerr.
Oh, this lotion is going on really easy.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Yes.
And next to him, of course, cringing, Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis. Hey, folks.
Oh, guys, I'm so glad you're here. This is so much fun. So I was thinking about end of school year crap because it's that time. And when I was a young warthog, and I was first being a teacher, and I was 23, I had a brother. I still have the brother-in-law. He's significantly older now, of course. But he introduced me to the concept of a normal people suck party. And him and his teacher friends, because they were all in their 20s, and they were kind of like bro frat boys back in the day, so they were still pretending to throw down hard when they were in their 20s and teachers. Can you guys be surprised that they were coaches? Is that the way
That tracks.
But they would have the normal people suck party. And so the first real school day, Monday through Friday day when school was out and had no responsibility, they would day drink starting at 9 in the morning and just get completely shitty and do ridiculous things. Someone would dye their hair. There was usually a kiddie pool got involved at some point. And so it was just the ritual of the normal people suck party. Because everyone else, fuck them. They got to work. We get to stay home. I feel like as teachers, we don't really embrace that because we have to go to our third job or our fourth job to make ends meet.
Why?
But we can have that weekend before you have to start doing summer school or before you start driving Uber or before you got to start taking your kids to camp. I guess this might be our equivalent of normal people suck, drinking on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I feel that's what normal people do. So they drink and socialize on the weekends. Anyway, I was curious, as teachers, do you guys have any end of year, like, hey, it's summer, it's time to get started rituals? Do you go buy a swimsuit? Do you go have a drink? Do you go leave town as quick as you can? What is your, like, it's over, Wayne?
Massage.
Really?
An hour and a half massage.
Really?
Oh,
Like,
that
do
sounds
all the tension and everything, just get it the fuck over. So
I like that idea.
Go get yourself a 90-minute massage.
Yeah, just go get I want to do the one where they have, like, the handles on the ceiling so the little short, like, tiny women can just, like, walk on my back and hold that to the bar. And just, like,
Picturing that going a completely different way.
But when I go to Reno, I get the one with the handcuffs on the side, the little swing. They call it a massage. When I first moved to Dallas area, it was a different time, and so we would listen to the radio. And my ex-wife and I, we'd have like this horrible hour-long commute, stuck in traffic to get to work, and we weren't close enough. We'd take one car. And we'd listen to, I think, Howard Stern, because it was on then. So if you caught Howard Stern, you could listen to him. And then when he would end, they'd have like 15 minutes of commercials in between. And one of the commercials that always threw me off was for the Swedish non-therapeutic massage you could get parlors in Dallas. But it was advertised on the radio. It's like, if you need a non-therapy, we have the sexiest, most beautiful women who can work you over. And they're like, of course, like 2 years later, it got shut down. It's like, oh yeah, they were all prostitutes. But they were so blatant in how they advertised. But you know what? If that's your end of the year ritual, power to you. I mean, if it's safe and everyone's consenting, do it.
It's so sad. It's only once a year.
Speaking of sex workers, well, I'm glad your wife lets you out for that one. Zola, what about you?
Yeah, well, I'm only around since I'm staff. I don't get I get to the drive gets a little bit better because there's nobody else on the road, and then the parking's a little bit better. But other than that, it's like,
nothing changes.
Same old. I'm one of the normal people, so I suck.
We still love you.
Thank you.
Kat, what about you? You like jet set or travel almost as much as I was doing before. What's your tradition?
Yeah, I like trying to get out and get on the road a little bit, but I think for myself and other coworkers, we like throwing things. So there was one year when axe throwing was like the biggest crave. We all went and threw axes and drank, but you got to be kind of careful because throwing axes.
Yeah.
Did you put pictures of students and coworkers? On the
So
little board
no,
that
this
you
was
put
this was before they started having like projectors where you could see like the
Really?
pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, there's games on projectors, and you hit a certain picture and you get this many points. But I would 100% bring a yearbook and say, please film this photo of this. So sometimes throw axes. We've been to batting cages, and you just get to hit things.
Yeah.
Slow pitch softball, nothing. We're not hitting 75-mile-an-hour fastballs or anything like that. And then also bowling, just throwing things and making loud noises. And all of these can be done with alcohol. So I think that helps.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you been to the one where you just go and break shit? Like you go into the room?
I have not, but I want
They
to.
have one of those
to,
close
yes.
by 15 minutes north of here.
Okay.
And it's been around for a little while, so I think they know what they're doing. But you go and you just break shit. I don't know.
You pick up weapons, like there's bats, there's boards, and you just shatter glass.
They've got plates and mugs and mirrors. I think they go to all the Goodwills and buy all the cheap, like, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bunny, what about you?
I mean, prior to Fufu, my tradition involved sleeping and staying in pajamas all day, but that's not a thing anymore. So
It still can be.
well,
Many people
at
and
least
toddlers spend all
pajamas.
day in pajamas.
the pajamas all day thing, yes, I do get to keep that. Kitty!
No.
Hey, Echo. Hey, you don't get this. That's mine. Kitty is my papa. Spit my butter.
It now mostly involves a celebratory margarita on Friday evening, and possibly more than one, depending on how the day itself went, and whether I have to get up and continue packing up my classroom the next morning. But it's a lower key demonstration. Mostly, it just involves blasting the stereo as you drive out of the parking lot, and possibly throwing middle fingers as needed.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the words "fuck this" go from being an internal monologue to being external. And it's like, as we get closer and further, the volume just gets a little, like, turned up and up and up. Because, like, that last week was like, man, fuck this. Fuck it. And then it starts to be mumbled, like, fuck this. And then, like, I'll see another teacher, like, hey, what'd you think about it? Man, fuck this. And, like, kids are like, man, fuck you. You're coming back. I mean, when you get out of juvie, we can settle this, kid. Come on. Try to find me. I'll be at a different school.
Yeah.
The buses don't go there.
Yeah.
My favorite is when kids this time of year are like, man, I can't wait to get out of this school. And the teachers are like, us too.
I am always surprised about the kids who really feel like they are doing us a service by being there. Like, man, you're going to miss me when I'm gone.
That kid.
Uh-huh.
That kid is never the one I miss when they're
No,
there.
none of them.
Never. That
And
kid.
it's funny because those kids will find, like, I'll be somewhere randomly 10 years later, like, hey, Mr. Elvis, it's coming. Like, who the fuck are you? And was it Mad Men where they're in the thing? It's like, oh, I feel sorry for you. I don't even think about you at all.
Damn thing, yeah.
Like, there's a few kids that were like, I can't even say, they got on my nerves to such a degree where I don't even really remember their name, or I don't even know if I could pick them out of the line. Just like, yeah, what's her name? She came over when Katrina happened. Oh, fuck. She was horrible. That was the worst kid ever. But I know, like, I couldn't pick. I wish them well. I feel like most kids turn into decent people, or at least, they grow up, and when you're a kid, you're gonna be an asshole to teacher.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean it's okay, and I still will hold a grudge about it.
Yep.
But I have some empathy. Like, yeah, you were just being a dick. As long as you're not still an asshole, I'll cut you some slack. Or
Yeah.
if the 3 kids you're dragging around now are fine. I mean,
Oh.
okay.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Oh, this is like a little play thing. Hold on. It's a little complicated. All right, so I have an article here, and surprise, surprise, this is from Florida.
Yes.
I love how they laugh.
Sorry, Cam.
Florida or fiction?
I gotta say, between like Florida and Texas, every now I'm like, okay, well, Florida's doing worse, and they really are. Ron
Well,
DeSantis just pulled out all the things, and
yeah.
now that he doesn't have to hide his trout, I mean, it's gonna come crashing down. But the stuff they're getting away with in the meantime. But then I was reading today about like Abbott in his little wheelie ways was sending immigrants up to having a bus to Kamala Harris's house.
Yeah.
Another one?
Yep.
Like yesterday.
Oh.
And I'm like, really? Well, it's because there's so many shootings and it makes him look bad. He's trying to like, hey, but I'm
Yeah.
still sticking it to people. Look at all of them. And
But it wasn't an illegal immigrant that did the last shooting. It
What?
was
yeah.
a white supremacist. Can we
Another-
ship them somewhere else?
Now he likes remember he wants to pardon the other one.
The one that got 25 years.
Yeah. He's still gonna pardon him, I'm sure. He's gonna wheel his way. I fucking hate this place. Anyway, here's our article today, and the title is Florida Principal Resigns After Sending $100,000 to Scammer Posing as Elon Musk.
Oh.
So here we go. The principal of a charter school in Central Florida resigned this week after saying she wrote a $100,000 check out to the school's out of the school's account to an internet scammer posing as Elon Musk.
Oh, fuck.
Who? Dr. Jan McGee. Oh wow.
Wow.
Doctor?
That kind of
Doctor?
Oh.
Who was the principal at Burns Science and Technology Charter School. Okay, I'm gonna stop real quick. If you're the principal of a technology charter school, you should be aware of internet scams.
I
Like we
mean,
talk about teaching the
come
kids
on.
don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Thing.
Okay, back to the article.
All right.
Dr. Jan McGee, who was the principal at Burns Science and Technology Charter School in Oak Hill, said she was groomed. Of course, it's Florida. They're going to call someone a groomer.
Yeah.
She was groomed by someone for 4 months who was posing as the SpaceX founder, who was also the CEO of Twitter and Tesla.
What?
I'm a very smart lady, well educated. I fell for a scam, McGee said. McGee said she'd been trying to get Musk and his money involved in the STEM school for years. Somehow she believed it, board chair Albert A. said. He must have been really convincing. McGee said she gave the check to someone she believed was Musk's right-hand man with the promise of getting $6 million back.
Oh, fuck.
The principal had permission to write checks of up to $50,000 without board approval. I put myself into this position, into this mess, and I made a bad decision, McGee said. The check was stopped before it cleared. Well, that's good.
Oh, good.
Yay.
At the next meeting, McGee resigned following issues from administrators and what became a toxic work environment. Yeah, no shit. The last thing is when you lose the respect of, when your leadership is now in question, you can't properly lead, and that's going to cause chaos. That's why we asked her to go. Well, no shit, and she gave away $100,000 to someone pretending to be Elon Musk.
That's what it is, because, and
Yeah.
you need to cut this part out. In my district, when you have bad leadership and bad relationship, bad rapport with your staff, that's the word I was looking for. When you have a negative, toxic work environment, they just promote you.
Those promotions.
Yeah, but what really gets me, I think it's that she threw groomed in there. It's because I was groomed. Right?
Yeah.
No one's grooming you for shit.
No.
You were
As a
taught.
doctor, you were
just
groomed?
You were
You
just
dumb,
dumb.
ma'am.
You were
I
dumb.
will say, I mean, it is very easy to get scammed.
Yes.
Because this is their job. It's if you get scammed, you know, then it's not necessarily that you're that dumb. It's that they're that good at their job. So I will give that. But you got Elon. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, why would he need $100,000 for you to give you $6 million?
I think it's like one of the Nigerian, hey, I have this money locked up, but if you could give me 300, I will give you 10,000 because I just need to get it, and that's all I need. Of course, they get 300 and disappear.
Yes.
But I think what gets it is that they cater to what your dreams are, what you want. Like they pretend to be your dream woman. Or I like this one where she was running a science and technology school, and I bet it was her hope that some billionaire would be just like, you know what, I want you guys. Or like when you hear about like Shaq buying bikes and sets and stuff for people in Walmart, like they want that to happen. So when they hear it, they're willing to go with it a little bit more and ignore the red flags. I don't know what it's like because you want something so bad you start to ignore red flags about it. I wouldn't know anything about that. But it's a pretty common thing that can happen. I wasn't scammed on anything, but man, I do have to say, $100,000 without having to correct it. But if she was able to get it canceled or stopped before it cleared, I imagine that's pretty quick. Because if someone gave me that check, I would deposit it immediately, and you don't fuck around. So I feel like once she got rid of it, I wonder if they like quit responding to her immediately, like, "Hey, here's the money. When are you guys gonna send?"
Crickets.
Cricket.
Yeah. Oh, she got off. Well, that whole school got lucky. They got their $100,000 back.
Absolutely.
But you'd think. I'm curious what her mental process was, since she was only allowed to write up to $50,000 with a check, which still kind of baffles me. But it's a charter
amazing,
school
That's
that.
yeah.
But you have to realize also in Florida, as they're trying to in Texas, they're really trying to get rid of public schools and push it all to private charter schools. So there's money there that is not going to be there for public school. However, a lot of times the admin likes just keep that money and line their pockets with it, or whoever's funding the school. But you'd think if she thought she was getting this great $6 million investment from Elon, she might tell the school board and get their permission and bring them on board.
Yep.
Because if they're like, hey, don't tell anyone about this, that's the red flag right there for me. We're like, hey, we're gonna give us, but shh, don't tell your parents you're seeing me.
That took a deep turn.
Like if you've been communicating with Elon Musk's right-hand man for months, and they're promising to give you millions of dollars for your school, and you haven't told anyone on the board about this,
Or any, like, where are her friends? I mean, if I was talking to somebody famous that was going to help my school, I would probably be talking to somebody. And nobody went, Jan, sweetie, like maybe, are you sure?
Are you sure you're talking
like
to Elon?
something.
He sounds a lot more generous than he,
Right.
But I mean, there's people wanting to do scams everywhere. If you ever try to sell a car, or if you ever go to any kind of online marketplace, there's
Yeah.
it's left and right. I had a new scam try to get me, and I knew something was up and it wasn't legit, but I didn't find out till later. I got a random text,
Yes.
like a month ago or something. It was like, hey, can I come over? I was like, who is this? I was like, no, it's Tasha or something like that. I was supposed to come over tonight. Did my parents call you? I was like, oh, I have no idea who you are, what you're talking about. And like, this isn't Miss Graziella or something, where I was like, no, sorry, you have the wrong number. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just kind of shut it down. And then a few weeks later, I was like, hey, can I come over for a meal? And I didn't respond. I was like, hey, is this been? I was like, I have no idea. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry, you tried this a couple weeks ago. I really did legit think it was a kid or something. I just wasn't. I am not going to jeopardize my life or career texting back and forth with random teenage girls.
No.
And then, like, she said, well, this is me. If you're ever in LA, give me a call. Like, nope. And you're blocked. I don't need this in my life. And then I found someone else. I found an article talking about where they're doing these random texts and they'll just pretend to be a significant lover. And I don't know if grooming's the word, but they'll form a relationship and then like, oh, come out here and give me money. And
Yep.
yeah.
I have a relative that fell for a romance scam twice.
Twice? You think the first one would be the wake-up call?
Yeah, but twice. And I didn't even, I mean, she's older. I didn't even know she could get online. And now all of a sudden she's got a Cash App and she's trying to get my mom to give money, and it's like, it's bad. And it's, these people, it's terrible. It's, it's huge, they have whole warehouses of people just making phone calls and
It's a
doing
numbers
it.
game. Eventually, if you call a couple hundred people, someone's going to answer and someone will fall. And I heard that's why they made the emails so blatantly obvious. Because if someone reads that and ignores all the misspellings from the Nigerian prince or whatever, then they're probably more likely to actually keep going as opposed to anyone else who might shut it. Less time wasting. But
Yeah, I'm so paranoid that I sent something to spam. And OIT was like, no, that's actually real. That's training. You need to take that. That's a real email. I was like, I can't trust anybody anymore. It looked really sketchy.
Well, it's the point where I don't answer any number that I don't know. Because for a while I would, just because there's enough businesses that I work with. But I've also learned that if it's really important they're calling me, they'll leave a voicemail.
Yes, they will.
And then I'll go back. But like, I have to say, maybe out of like the 20 times a phone comes, and of course I'm one of the many people where my phone's been on silent probably 7 years now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear, I'll just buzz and look. Maybe there's one valid phone call, and by valid I mean it's like the doctor's office confirming I have an appointment in 2 days or something. And they leave a voicemail, so I don't feel bad about it. But I don't want to knock people who get scammed once too hard, because like you were saying, Zola, it can happen. Come the second time, when it comes such huge amounts of money, I just wonder where you were just dreaming or were so desperate where you just ignore the common sense. But then again, if you talk to students for a while, like, hey, no, I've got this TikTok app, and if I like it 30 times, they're going to send me a PlayStation, or they're going to... Or if I like this girl's account 50 times, she's going to come out for a date like, honey.
No.
She's never going to. And I doubt it's she, and I doubt if it is a she that looks anything like those pictures that you're getting. So, sorry, bud. Anyway, guys, guess what? What? We have a Patreon!
Hey, Patreon!
That's right. For as little as $5 to $10 a month, you can get access to our Patreon. We have over 100 bonus pieces of audio content, hidden episodes, exclusive episodes, interviews with the host. You also get to access our Facebook group, which is special and bonding and lovey. You can chat with hosts while recording sometimes. You can even get your name right at the beginning of the podcast. It's pretty amazing. So give us $5 or $10 and do it now!
Patreon!
I like the part where we just spent like 15 minutes talking about financial scams.
Shut up! Ruin it! Don't tell them!
Don't be scammed.
Stop using this.
Don't be scammed! But we are not a scam. We are legit.
Patreon is a legit platform.
Yes,
We
it
have
is.
many happy subscribers.
Oh, this one's easy,
Happy,
but
eh?
I feel like This is going to be... So, your two options here. Would you rather that everyone talks to you like you're a 2-year-old, or secretly be a witch in colonial New England? Who's not going to be a secret witch? Okay, we're going to do another card because this is too easy. But is there anyone who wants to be talked to like a 2-year-old?
No, I'm punching someone in the face.
Dude, I thought that was what our admin did all the time.
That's close.
When I was in like the end stage marriage, divorce, hell part, there was a period where I remember we were having an argument. And I had said something which I thought was very clearly, and she did not get it clearly, and so I repeated the fact it's like, no, we are going to blah, blah, blah. And I remember, like, her lips got white, and they pursed so they were about the size of a cat's asshole, and they were staring at me, and she said, don't ever talk to me like that. I was like, oh, shit.
Shit.
But hey! So I don't want anyone to talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old. So we're moving on to the next two cards here.
No, thank you.
All right, so hopefully they're a little more balanced. I should have grabbed the dirty deck. These are the clean cards. All right, I like this one. Would you rather get hit in the cheek by a professional baseball player's fastball one time,
Goddamn.
or have your nose light up like Rudolph every time you receive a text message? So, a one-time busting your face by a baseball player, or pretty much, if you're like me, my phone goes off at least 20 times an hour, minimum.
Yeah.
There are sometimes, especially with the group chats, where I'll look down, there'll be like 30 messages. And my nose just be bing, 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 bing,
Yeah,
bing, bing,
exactly.
bing, 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 like a slot machine or something. So I'm curious, my friends, what are you going to go? Are you going to get hit in the cheek by a professional baseball player's fastball, or have your nose light up?
Give me that Rudolph nose, because I can put my phone on airplane mode until it's an appropriate moment.
There you go, the bunny loophole. What about you, Wayne?
I don't mind having a red nose.
Zola, I almost called you by your dead name.
I wouldn't go with light up nose, because I mean the only way I can try to be like Bunny and get around it is like, do I get a settlement out of this getting hit in the face, or do I just get hit in the face? Like what's the benefit of there?
Yeah, I think the benefit's that you're not
No.
talking. Your nose isn't lighting up. That's it.
No.
Oh my.
What about you, Count?
I feel like I mentioned this recently, but what comes to mind is a video of Randy Johnson throwing a fastball and hitting a bird and it explodes.
Yeah, pop.
I feel like my face would do that. Or I'd lose teeth or something. So I have no problem shining bright all through the night and guiding a sleigh. Like, I will be a Rudolph to the day I die before my entire face gets decimated or jaw gets detached.
Look like a hockey player?
That's going to be like some major reconstructive surgery.
All of
or
this
like,
just gone.
I
And
just
I'm
imagine
beautiful.
being
The
a dinner.
world doesn't need to lose that beauty. We
That's
have
true.
thank
We need
you.
your face, Count.
Yes.
Whew,
We
acknowledge.
need it. All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I appreciate all of you listening. If you can, go ahead and join the podcast, join the Patreon. Hey, booze works. Anyway, join the Patreon and help us out. I appreciate all you listening. I'd like to thank all my hosts who are here. Count, thanks for being here today.
I am the red-nosed chocolate one, and thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here. And Ms. Zola, it was wonderful having you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Wayne Kerr.
The skin is so soft now.
I bet. I hope it was rough. And Miss Bunny.
Elvis almost spit his drink across the table. But it was a pleasure, as always, being back with y'all.
All right. Well, everyone out there, take care of yourselves, your mental health. I hope you can enjoy summer and you have some good breaks lined up for you. Everyone out there, deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers! All right, folks, thanks for joining us for another amazing episode of Teacher Needs Drink podcast. I thank all the hosts who joined me today. It was a wonderful party. I'd like to thank all of you guys for listening and continuing to listen and support us. And if you want to support us more, sign up for our Patreon. For as little as $5, $10, there's over 100 pieces of audio content in there. It's pretty amazing. And also, I'd like to thank our sponsors at Lud Lamb Dramatics.
If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, go to Ludlam Dramatics and just stock up. Get everything you need. Help them help you. All right, folks, take care. We got another wonderful live episode coming out next week. Stay tuned and stay healthy, my friends. Kisses. Mwah.